Hey, this is Matt once again with about 10 videos. This is another paid request, this time for Jonathan. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And Jonathan wanted me to do a commentary on the 1999 film Lake Placid. So I do have the Stream Factory Blu-ray. I'm paused at the beginning. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. And for those who want to send any type of requests, feel free to send them either directly to my PayPal, this is usually the best bet, or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. If you do send by PayPal, it's best to use the family and friends thing, because it seems like PayPal works a bit better with that. It will be for pretty much any type of video, commentary, video game playthrough, review, reaction, whatever. But yeah, Lake Placid, I've always enjoyed the film. I know a lot of people don't. Has a 5.8 on IMDb. Has kind of a like-hate relationship. A lot of people don't like the film, but I always liked it. I always thought it's a very short film. Like the movie, okay, it says here it's an hour and 22 minutes with the credits. So without it, it's like an hour and 18 minutes. So it's a very short film. I like the cast. I like the dialogue. I know it's been called smarmy type of dialogue, but I found it a bit fun. David E. Kelley wrote it. He's the guy who was behind the Practice TV show, Ally McBeal, among others. It's directed by Steve Miner, who did Friday the 13th Part 2 and 3. He did, I think, the first House movie, which I enjoyed. I'm trying to think. He's done a few other films, Steve Miner. Halloween H2O. He's done some films I don't like. Day of the Dead remake with the vegetarian zombie and all that. Day of the Dead remake was awful, but this one I thought was a good one. I mean, this is around the era where a few years before you had Anaconda in 1997. I think the same year you had Deep Blue Sea. So a lot of aquatic creature features coming out of the woodwork. Even just creature features in general. It was that era. I mean, you had Mimic, you had Deep Rising, you had the Relic, variety of creature features. And sadly, most of my name didn't do well. Like, the Relic didn't do that well, this didn't do well. I mean, maybe it did okay based on the budget and worldwide and video, to be fair. Like video sales, home video sales. But they weren't like monster. Like Deep Rising didn't do well. Mimic might have done okay. Anaconda made a bit of money. So, but, so maybe some of them made money. But I don't know. I think this made like 50 million worldwide. I don't remember what the budget was, though. But here's Brendan Gleeson, who I enjoy in this movie. I think he's a lot of fun. And trying to think. 28 Days Later might have been the first time no, because I had seen this, but I had not seen this in the theater. But I had seen this on home video. But I'm trying to remember when I saw this on home video. Did I see this on home video when it came out on home video, or did I wait a bit? I'm trying to remember. Because it was either this or 28 Days Later that I first saw this actor, Brendan Gleeson. He's been a lot of other stuff afterward. But I do think he's a good character actor. But this is what I'm talking about with the dialogue. Like, he keeps bringing up the word sarcastic, and some people didn't like that type of dialogue being put in this. I did, because I see a lot of creature feature films. I'm a sucker for creature feature movies. Back in the day of seeing Alligator with Robert Forster, and Jaws, of course. I even like Jaws 2. I even like Jaws 3. Among other movies, and throughout the years. Even like killer animal films, Cujo I liked, and I love Arachnophobia. the list goes on and on. So, but yeah, again, either monster movies or the killer animal features, I could be a sucker for. Especially something like this, where you got Stan Winston doing the practical effects, which I think look really good. And the CGI, I mean, it's early CGI, but at least they do a mix of the two, and there's a good chunk of practical stuff in here. And the CGI stuff, I can understand why they did, and I think they did what they could for this time period and the budget. And I know this got a lot of direct-to-video sequels. It got like 4 or 5 direct-to-video sequels somehow. There was like Lake Placid versus Anaconda. There was Lake Placid 2. I know one of them had like Yancey Butler from Hard Target in it, and I would don't say David Hasselhoff, but that's Anaconda 3 that had David Hasselhoff. But a lot of those like went on the Sci-Fi Channel. What was it like? Lake Placid, the final chapter, and all this stuff. So yeah, a lot of direct-to-video. I did a lot of on Sci-Fi Channel. So go figure. I do wonder if people like David E. Kelley did anything from those sequels, since it's based on their property. But this is a good gag coming up, where the guy's bit in half. It reminds me of Alligator, great 1980 film, Robert Forster, where someone's also in the water and they pull him up and his leg's been bitten off, while here's the half of them. Obviously they have him some device to pull him through the water. Not a bad effect. And Brendan Gleeson, I don't know what to do. It's a good looking lake they picked. Great background, great lush look to it. Yeah, he's getting the shit bit out of him. And it is rated R. They don't hold back on that. And this is a good gore gag right there. When he pulled out, I think that was a bit CGI, but here, like, that looks pretty good. And some of the critics, I think, for me, they were a bit too harsh on it. Like, Roger Ebert gave this, like, 1 out of 4 stars. I'm sitting there going, dude, you like Speed 2 Cruise Control. I know it's mean to say, because people can say the same thing about me, and that's fair. But I'm sitting there going, like, some of the stuff he said, oh, a guy gets pulled in half, like, a guy got bit in half, and yet he could still keep talking. I'm sitting there going, he didn't keep talking. We just saw the scene. He was bit in half. He didn't keep talking, but Roger Ebert complained about that. Or he said, well, you know, how could they have a cow out there? Talk about no animals were harmed in the making of this film. And I'm sitting there going, Roger, that's an animatronic cow. You know, the cow later they grabbed, that was a special effect. Stan Winston's company, it was animatronic. They even talk about in the making of here. But they did such a good job. Roger Ebert thought it was real, and he was complaining about it when he was wrong. But I've been wrong about stuff too, and we all make mistakes. Hell, there's reviews I do that I get the wrong fucking name wrong, so we all make mistakes. We all do. And I think was that Adam Arkin, who would be in who was in H2O. Makes sense because he had just, you know, done just from what I understand, Steve Miner was going to do this film, but they wanted to wait till the weather was a bit better. They got the script for H2O. He was asked by Jamie Lee Curtis, because he had done the film Forever Young with Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie wanted John Carpenter, but then she's like, well, we can't get him. Hey, how about Steve Miner? I worked with him before. He's done some horror movies. Okay. So he did H2O, and then after that did this movie. And H2O was definitely a bigger hit. And I do like Bill Pullman. That's one of the reasons I do enjoy the film. I've always been a Bill Pullman fan. For example, I really enjoy him in The Serpent and the Rainbow. I think he did a really great job in that. Same with Independence Day as the president, given one of the great movie speeches near the end of that film, in the finale of that film. Let's see what else. But yeah, The Serpent and the Rainbow and Independence Day are the two that Spaceballs are the three that pop in my head. But again, I liked him in this. I thought he did a good job as a lead. And yeah, that guy with the glasses. I'm bad with names. I want to say Adam Arkin. I know his last name's Arkin. I'm bad with names. He was Jamie Lee Curtis's boyfriend in Halloween H2O. I know he's done TV shows. It might have been Chicago Hope that he did the TV show, and I can't remember. Of course, here you have Bridget Fonda. Which, I mean, she had done a couple films. She was in Jackie Brown before this, among others. If you look at Bridget Fonda today, she looks really different. And I'm not going to make fun of the lady. I mean, hell, look at the way I look. I'm not much to talk about. But, very different to the point unrecognizable. She put on quite a bit of weight. Body-wise, face-wise. Definitely a lot of the glamour is gone. But I mean, hey, I hope she's happy. I hope she's doing well. It's just I'm saying, if you look at Bridget Fonda, you don't go. Definitely not something someone had told me about that. I went, what? That's Bridget Fonda? But I mean, hey. We all get old. Just how it goes. I wanted to make sure I got that name right of that guy. Yeah, Adam Arkin. Yeah. And the pilot that was flying her in, that was the director Steve Miner himself. The pilot that we saw that was with Bridget Fonda. And yeah, Adam Arkin. Yeah, Chicago Hope was the TV show he was on. Okay. I'm just curious, what does he do nowadays, I wonder? Oh, he was in the Nicolas Cage film Pig. I forgot about that. Okay. Shows how much I remember that film. He was in the 2009 film A Serious Man. Okay. So we have Bill Pullman as the fish and game officer. We have Bridget Fonda as the American Museum of Natural History paleontologist. We have Brendan Gleeson as the sheriff. And then we're going to have the crocodile enthusiast Oliver Platt later on. Just everyone giving Brendan Gleeson's character shit. Of course, that will come into play later on. That big old gun there. Because you find out there's two of them. We're saved. We just gotta send some additional backup. I just like Brendan Gleeson's sort of exasperation. I feel sorry for him. Like, of the characters, I would say I feel the most sorry for him because everyone just calls him this, like, dumb country bumpkin when he has the right idea all along. Just shoot the motherfucker and blow it up. Like, he has the right idea. I mean, I wouldn't say the romance between Bill Pullman and Bridget Fonda is fantastic. It's alright and cute, though. And again, it's a short enough movie that it's like, okay. And I like the two actors. If you call me, man, one more time I'll sue you, and just Brennan going, she's good. It's not about that. I like the dialogue. Not everybody does, though. Not everybody does. A lot of people get annoyed by it, or... But at least it made it feel a bit different, a bit unique. I have a book called Tooth and Claw that has a lot of these kind of killer animal movies listed in it. And like I said, I'm a set like Crawl, that came out a few years ago. Alzandaja. I like that movie. I think that's a pretty good one. So, but on the flip side, Idris Elba was a beast. That one I did not like. That one I thought was pretty lame. But we got Betty White, rest in peace, from the Golden Girls. Which, for one, understand, she took the role, and then she was like, "Are you sure I have to say these lines?" And it's like, yeah, that's the bit of it. I don't know if this is the first movie where you have the old lady that's cursing, and this might not have been the first, but it felt like you saw a lot more of that after this. Even though it was like a big money maker, it's like, I mean, maybe that had been done before, but it felt like there was a lot more prevalent of have the old woman that curses a lot, and the sweet old lady, and again. And here's Betty White Primer saying that she killed her husband. I mean, Betty White's, she's committed to it. Yeah, Sherlock. Go out there and see, So right there, they explain the title of the film. It's going to be called Lake Placid, but the title was taken. I just felt sorry for Brendan Gleeson's character. Like I'm with him like all the way. Oh God, we forgot to pack feminine napkins. Bridget Fonda's character is not the most likable character. She just seems a bit whiny. Just a bit whiny. Oh yeah, it's the head. I just let go of it. Just Brenda's face with it. I just let go of it. Stop slapping me. How many deputies you got? Bill Pullman's kind of playing it cool, calm, and collected. Some may say boring, but yeah, I like Bill Pullman, so what can I say? It makes a film more watchable when you like the cast. Like, if you don't like the cast, then you're not gonna like the movie. Some people didn't, but to me, like I said, for the most part, like I said, Bridget Fonda's acting's not bad. Her character is a bit whiny because of just how she just looks down on people and just so dickish. Like right there, I have good hygiene, I'm not welcome. It's like, well, fuck you, bitch. How about that? You don't smell too good either. It's true. You examine the tooth. So why are you doing here? Mythology professor. I have a friend of mine that just absolutely despises Oliver Platt. I'll mention his name, Effrey. I have a friend named Effrey who just absolutely he despises Oliver Platt. Anytime he sees it in the movie, he's like, "Oh no, not that guy." I just never had a big issue with Oliver Platt. I mean, I don't mind him. I thought he's funny in this for what he's supposed to do. I liked his banter back and forth with Brendan Gleeson. I thought he did a good job. Like I said, I don't mind Oliver Platt, but I've said it once. Let me know when it starts sinking in, okay? Just I mean, like Brendan Gleeson is asking some legitimate questions. Like, wait a minute, they're not in salt water. Wait a minute, how could it get over here? Like later on, he's like, well, how did it get way over here? And then Oliver Platt's like, see, they keep information like that in things called books. But I mean, it's a legitimate question. It just they didn't have much of an answer for it, so they like have Oliver Platt be a fucking dick to them. But it's like this is a legitimate question. But I think that's what it is. It's just I enjoy the scenery. I enjoy the cast. I enjoy their banter with each other. And kind of these different personalities converging here. And great looking backdrop and some decent crocodile action. Couple of gory points. And like I said, it's so short that it's only an hour and 18 minutes really. Doesn't take too much of your time. Oliver Platt, you're fatter than him, so you got no room to talk about someone being fat. Like, you're fatter than him. What was his character's name? Hector? Like, Hector, I mean, you're calling Brandon Gleeson fat? The sheriff? You're fatter than him. Ah, nice stunt work. Nice bit of prado to move that boat all the way up there. Nowadays, that'd be like CGI manipulation, but it was like hey, just get some stunt people in there and flip that fucking boat. Have we seen what it could do? Bite someone in half. I was like, get the fuck out of there. Like, think about this. We already have, like, under an hour left of the movie. Like, 50-some minutes left of the movie. That's maybe it goes by quick. Ah, this is where they find the toe. And you get the line that was showcased in the trailer. Is this your friend? He seemed taller. But some nice makeup effects were by Stan Winston's group as well. And Stan Winston, I miss the guy. Yeah, here's the line. Is this the man who was killed? He seemed taller. Can you imagine that? Like, all that's left of you is a fucking decomposing toe. Be a hell of a small coffin to bury it in. Like a matchbox. Just bury you in a matchbox. But yeah, when you look at the year this came out, I'm thinking of 1999 horror movies. I mean, I would not. I would consider this more of a comedy. I mean, creature feature. Because I mean, okay, horror, but you know, there's nothing scary about it. The films that came out this year, horror-wise, was The Astronaut's Wife with Johnny Depp, which I thought was pretty lame. Bats, that's another film I enjoy. Lou Don Phillips. Blair Witch Project, I love. Deep Blue Sea, I love. End of Days, I love. I like From Dusk Till Dawn too. The Haunting, I thought was really lame. House on Haunted Hill, I did enjoy that remake. Idle Hands is a fun one. Lake Placid. The Rage Terrier 2, I'm not a fan of. Resurrection is a good movie that's takeoff of Seven with Christopher Lambert. Sleepy Hollow is fun. Virus was really lame. I always thought there was a lot weird line reading that you just go, I think you're mental. But then he says, I think you're a mental. It seems like it would be more natural if you said, I think you're mental, not you're a mental. Because when you call it like, you're a mental, I never heard it said like that. Like, just go, you're mental. So that's kind of a weird line reading. It's like, almost as if David E. Kelley or someone didn't quite know how to pronounce that. But, yeah, I would say, Blair Witch Project, House on Haunted Hill, Deep Blue Sea, End of Days, like, this one. Definitely films I enjoy. Stir of Echoes was around that era. 99, 2000, like, in that area. And killer animal movies. Like, I would say this, I enjoyed this more than Cocaine Bear. That came out this year. I know a lot of people like Cocaine Bear. I like this film a lot more because I thought the cast worked better. I thought it was more focused in its pacing. While that one is like, here's the bear, but then here's these drug guys, and then here's this woman looking for her son, and then there's this these cops doing this. It just felt like it was trying to go all over the place. It was very much a lack of focus to me. But okay, just to name ones I like. Kingdom of the Spiders, Arachnophobia, Ticks, about giant tits, Mosquito, about giant mosquitoes, didn't mind eight-legged freaks, didn't mind Big Ass Spider, The Birds by Alfred Hitchcock, Jaws, of course, Deep Blue Sea, of course. What was that one? I'm trying to think. What was that one? The Shallows. The Shallows I thought was a pretty good one. Them from the 50s. The Swarm with Michael Caine I like. Mimic I like. Bats. Grizzly from the 70s. Cujo. Orca. Razorback. That's an underrated one. Shakma. Monty Shines. Graveyard Shift from 1990 with the big rat bat type of creature. Alligator I mentioned. This one. Rogue, that's a good one. The saltwater crocodile from 2007, which has Rhoda Mitchell as well as Sam Worthington. It's from the same director I think who did. What did the director do? Wolf Creek. Crawl from 2019. But yeah, I liked the first Anaconda I saw in the theater. I had fun with it. Snakes on a Plane I enjoy. Of course, in a way, Tremors. Tremors 2 Aftershocks were creature features. Not just kill animal, but creature features as well. There's a lot of other creature features. That's a whole different ball game. I just think of the worms and those big killer worms. I just like the rest. Jesus fucking Christ! The more sex you get to have with your sister. He's waving his little thing around steer the shit out of me. Yeah, how big is this? And so, like, the thing with Bill Pullman is that you have these two kind of more energetic, colorful personalities with Brendan Gleeson and Albert Platt. So Bill Pullman pretty much has to play the whole thing, sort of the straight-laced hero that would seem probably a bit more bland of a character compared to the other two supporting characters. This is supposed to make us take him more seriously. So, I mean, I just wanted to list those as, I am, you would say I'm a fan of the genre, so maybe I'm a bit more lenient on movies of this type compared to other people. And it's sad that, like, one of the few today was, again, Cocaine Bear, which, when I reviewed it, I'm like, okay, I don't hate the film, but, I wasn't really a fan of it either. But it wasn't like a lot of rage. This is kind of like those episodes of Star Trek where they go down the planet and it's like Kirk, Spock, McCoy, and Johnson. You guys go down. And you sit there going, I wonder which one is the expendable one. I wonder which one's not coming back. It's probably not Kirk or Spock or McCoy. Oh, Johnson. And he's wearing a red shirt, so yeah, I think he's gonna die. So I just looked at this. I'm like, okay, yeah, your four main principles and that one guy. Maybe you chew the bark off my big fat log. And sometimes I just see that the dialogue is trying too hard to be hip, and because it's trying too hard to be hip, it probably doesn't have the same hard-hitting comedy of being natural. Because when it tries to be a bit too hip, you're sitting there going, well, no one really talks like that in real life. And of course, this is not real life. It's meant to be fiction, entertainment, escapism. But sometimes it's like, yeah, I mean, again, a lot of the dialogue is fun to me. But sometimes it's trying a bit too hard. It's like, well, no one would speak that way. No one would say it that way. You're trying a bit too hard. And David E. Kelley, I mean, to be honest, he's never written a creature feature film, so like you want natural dialogue, you think of like Jaws, you know, that stuff. But at the same time, it's like with the amount of this type of scene, that just makes it seem a bit more refreshing. But I do definitely say like Deep Blue Sea this year I enjoyed more than this. That one had more of the hard hitting action spectacle that Rennie Harlin gave it. More of an exciting adventure horror film. With the facility going underwater and having them go through all these corridors with the sharks chasing after you and helicopters crashing into the top part of the facility, and you killed my bird and blowing up one shark, and you got Thomas Jane, you got L. Cool J, you got Sam Jackson. Fucking shark ate me. So that one I would definitely put above this. Anaconda, I might put above this. I might. Go back and forth. But you know, a lot of people don't like Anaconda either, so I might put that a little bit above this, maybe. Because I would say I like Jennifer Lopez in that more than Bridget Fonda in this. I would say of the four, she's the character I like the least. It's not the actress, it's just the character's a bit whiny. Like the other characters I enjoy more. But I think Steve Meyer, like, he has some pretty decent set pieces in here. Like this bit coming up, you don't have the spoiler alert, this guy's head's going to be bitten off. I like the way that was set up. Here you get the bit of suspense till we make it in time to get to that, to get to Bridget. Of course, that's where we set up this whole perch thing. They give a bit of a warning system, try to build up that suspense even more. And as dumb as it sounds, I like that it takes place in this lake. And sometimes with these movies, they don't have the budget, and it looks like it's either takes place on a set, or they don't have the right camera, so it looks a bit cheaper in terms of cinematography. Like you see a bit more of the bright colors. You see, I don't know, a bit more of that vibrant cinematography with a little bit of that money put into. Like I say, if you watch like a sci-fi channel film, just the look of it seems cheaper, lighting wise, a cinematography, and just if you want to have the outdoors, make them look as good and as vibrant as possible, to make it seem like they're really on a lake, and even if they, I don't know how else to explain it. It's I like that it doesn't look cheap, you know, because it wasn't cheap, but. I mean, hell, there's big budget movies that do still look cheap, like The Flash. That costs how much and that still look cheap. There you go. Got your head. Some nice gore there, some nice bloodiness. Blood dripping out. I don't think there's any reason to pull them back in. He said it wasn't no fucking outboard. Peekaboo, I see you. Got your head. Bill and Ted, you know. Sight. Well, I thought Bridget Fonda sells this scene well. There's Oliver Platt's character trying to be sincere and failing. I think this is where he tries to be sincere, but he tells his fucking nightmare. I'd be down on the ground, looking up at my head, no body. Just walked around bumping and everything. My parents wouldn't let me in the house. They just bought all these antique lamps. They didn't want me to knock them over. And the bullies found my head. I think they played basketball. Oh, a soccer game. I was being kicked around. Such a weird ass dream. I just this deadpan look on Brett and Gleeson. I'm sure if I'm a person in your own mental way. Maybe we should just. And there's the things Albert Platt's been. Yeah, there you go. I do like this reaction too. You promised. I lied. I lied. I know this is goofy, but I thought, again, pretty funny. This is where we're going to get our first big reveal of the croc. First we got the bear. I thought it was a funny story that when they got the bear on set, the bear saw the fake crocodile and it got scared and it ran off and it didn't want to come back. Now, of course, this bit is CGI, but I can see why, because it'd be hard to do this practically. And again, I like that you use a mix of the two. You have the real bear and then you get some practical in there. And that's the thing, like, they never even mixed the two. Like, nowadays, it would have been just a CGI bear comes up, and a CGI bear's up, and then you go into CGI. And it's like, at least here, they're trying to mix the two. An Asian crocodile. How would he get here? Yeah, there's the line. Like, I've never heard a crocodile cross an ocean. He's like, well, they just sell that thing in books. I really relate to the Brendan Gleeson's character. Boom, right in the nose. He said he knew karate. You really hit him. Yeah, I did. I'm laughing because like Oliver Platt keeps bitching about you're supposed to say go in karate, and then Brendan said, "Yeah, go as in go fuck yourself." Like I said, the love story between Bill Pullman and Bridget Fonda, it's there. I mean, it's fine. Again, because I don't mind the two actors, and yeah, it's there. Then they're doing what they can. I just realized we got like a little over half an hour left of this film. This for me is it's not a long movie at all. Maybe people felt they wanted a bit more spectacle or they wanted a bit more action or again the David E. Kelley type of dialogue just rubbed them the wrong way. I know people. I mean, it seems like every other horror movie is like it's got a cult following. I'm like, does it? Or does every fucking horror movie have a cult following? It has a following. It's like, well, are you sure it does? Like, I don't think this has a following because I never hear anybody talk about this movie. I mean, because this has a 30-minute making of where they interview Bill Pullman. I wish Bill Pullman, they talked with him more. He says a couple things. One of them is, oh, it had a love-hate relationship with the audience when it came out, but it's gotten this following. I'm like, has it gotten this following? Just like I'll say again, I never hear anybody mention this film. Anybody. Ever. So, no, I would not say this film has a following. I liked it. It got a Blu-ray Stream Factory, but like I said, do you ever hear anybody talk about this film? No. So, again, no, I don't think it has a following. But like I said, it is a film that I do like. And I don't rewatch a lot, but when it's not a hard film to watch. It's just fun entertainment. So. Yeah, I think you don't need bigger guns. I mean, after what I saw, I'm like, give me a bazooka, a hand cannon, something of that nature. Because this rifle shit ain't gonna do anything. Give me a Wildy Magnum. Give me some anti-tank rounds that Burt Gummer would have. Anti-tank? There's the head. I think that might be the last victim the Croc has in the movie. I think. Because again, you have the one guy bit in half at the beginning. You have that guy get his head bitten off. I think that's it. And I think that's another thing. Maybe the audience is like, okay, it felt like you played a bit safe where, again, there were only two people. And, like, none of the cast members die. All four of them live. Betty White, I think it would have been satisfying for Betty White to get killed since it is her fault. Like, all this is her character's fault. And that is a cool looking effect by Stan Winston. I do think that looks really cool. This cow just doesn't know. And see, that's it. It goes practical, and then boom, we go into digital. I think for 1999, they did what they could. And Betty White, she's fun, but there are, it gets to a point where I really despise the character because she doesn't give a shit about humans. She doesn't give a shit about human life being killed. It's her fucking fault. And I will be honest, I would like to have seen the Trot kill kill Betty White. I don't feel what? It's like, yeah, I mean, Terror deserved it. She'd be cussing, it comes out and swallows her whole. A golden brain of a golden girl. Nobody lives on this lake. That's not the fucking deal that nobody lives on this lake. People could visit the lake and they'd be in danger and you haven't told anybody about it. They know that there's bears. Watch out for bears. They don't know there's a 30-foot fucking croc. Make sure you don't go on the fucking lake. At least in the oceans, okay, you know there's sharks. Go out on your own risk. No one knows about that. So that's why it makes me just dislike Betty White's character, and I wanted to see her get killed off. And that's the thing, like, this does not have much of a body count. I mean, even like Anaconda, you got Danny Trejo getting killed at the beginning, you got what it does to the one guy who's working with John Voight and Owen Wilson and forget the names of these folks. The one British guy and John Voight's character. Deep Blue Sea, sharks kill a lot of motherfuckers in that, from Sam Jackson to Michael Rappaport to Saffron Burrows, I believe is how you pronounce her name. Even Alligator back in the day, 1980, it killed the cop in the sewers, it kills the reporter, it kills the, bites the one guy's legs off, kills the hunter, Henry Silva. I think he even killed a little kid that was pushed off into the swimming pool. I do think this is a cool reveal, though, of the croc when it pops up behind him. I think I remember when I first saw this, I didn't notice it. Oh shit. That is a cool looking shot from the top there. I mean, there's a bottom, yeah, the bottom shot there too. That's a nice oh shit moment for the. And that looks really good with the eyes. The way the eyes kind of blinks like that. How you want to put it. That's the thing where Croc's like, see, the blinking of the eyes really sells it to me. It kind of does this like squint thing. I think they did a good job. Because here's the thing is that they stay still for a good chunk of time. Like, if you watch footage, they'll stay still and then try to snap. So you try to make them too vibrant. It could come off as fakery. But I think Stan Winston's group did a good job with that. See, this is when you're thinking, okay, Oliver Platt's going to get killed for his stupidity in doing this. I mean, on one end, I like the characters, so I'm fine on them die, but at the same time, you know, a little bit bigger body count would have been nice to see. But I think that's a cool looking shot. Practical grabbing the bottom end part of that helicopter. Like I said, nice moments, shots like that. You know, they couldn't do on a sci-fi channel, low budget venture, so might not see much, but little bits like that sell the threat to the creature. And it's nice to see. This is some pretty good effects there. Gives a fuck to hurt his feelings. I agree with Bill and Brendan. He's an asshole. I agree. Oliver Platt put that girl's life at risk, and he did a very stupid thing. Of the main four, I think Oliver Platt could have been killed, and you could say maybe in most movies his character would have been killed. In most movies he would have been killed off. And some would say he should have been. Crocodiles would decide they would be the judge. You want to be judged out there. And that sorry, now I'm just watching the film. Sorry about that. Can't let them kill it. Bullshit. Let them do whatever the fuck they want, man. You shut up. Why not let them kill it? Why the fuck not? Damn straight let them kill it. Bullshit to live it. Such a shitty plan. Which I just understand why Bill and Brendan are so against it. Bill Pullman, to trank them on land and all that. Yeah, sure. I'm not saying that. I'm just listening to primers. They're getting the plan set together for the finale because we're already getting to the near the end of the movie. Like we literally have about 18 minutes left of the film, so we're getting to the finale of the flick. So it's one of those films that doesn't have the maybe epic rewatchable thrill of Jaws or the B movie balls to the walls fun of like a Deep Blue Sea or Deep Rising or even The Relic. But I still think it's a fun, interesting diversion to try to do a little bit of different approach to the dialogue and the cast that was not successful to everybody, but I do find it, you know, it's a fun enough time waster that served its purpose. And for what I understand, that's an animatronic cow. Which, I mean, it looks real the way they do it. It does look real. But that's why they were able to do this and not harm any animals, is because that is an animatronic cow thanks to Stan Winston's group. And I think the batteries attached to the helicopter, so they're really pulling around this cow. Which is one of those, I just assumed they just took a real fucking cow and flew around with this thing. Because that was I'm still in astonishment. It does look fucking real, that cow. It does look real, like truly real. I'm sitting going, that's how good animatronics could be in 1999 with this cow. If that's the case, then imagine all the shit they could do today. Like, if that still doesn't, that still looks real to me, that cow. It still makes me wonder, is the guy on the making of, like, lying and saying that's animatronic? Is he lying just so that they don't get in trouble? Oh, fuck you, lady. See, this is why I'm like wanting the crot to swallow her sorry ass. Not Betty White, rest in peace, but her character. I wanted her character to die. I really did. And I would put like Alligator. I think Alligator from 1980 is definitely a more successful venture compared to this, because that one gave you a lot more of those thrills and that uh, creature feature B movie thrill. It still had the wit and humor because of John Sayles' script. You had a really likable lead in Robert Forster. So Alligator I definitely would put above this, but still some good stuff in this too. I'm trying to think. Do I have Alligator over here, or did I might have moved that over there actually? Damn, I can't remember where I put it. I have to look again to where I put that movie. Yeah, I might have put it over there. So. But I mean, you know, look how good the crocodile looks. I mean, Stan Winston, man, his group, they know what they were doing. They knew how to make this shit work. And it seems simple enough, but you don't realize just how much work gets into this type of stuff. Oh shit. I think I've stolen that line reading, motherfucker. Just that about that line reading just always trap me up. Motherfucker. When he trashed the damn thing. Yeah, this is when the big standoff happens. Because then you find out there's two of them. Which a lot of this was shown in the trailer. Like, just because, like, if you think about it, there's not a whole lot of, you know, action set pieces, so they used what they could in the trailer, and what can you do? Maybe you swam back. So they cut that out. In the trailer, he yelled, maybe not, and then jumped in, so they cut that out. Where it's like, maybe not. And he jumps into the water, so then either A, that was just added for the trailer, or B, they think it didn't work and they cut it out of the film. I'm guessing that one. They filmed it and they thought, yeah, just cut it out. Oh shit. Of course, Bridget has to fall off. Why not? Hey, we do have much more of the CGI bits there. But you know, some practical stuff there. I mean, it's a 1999 CGI effect, so it's not going to look, you know, real. I don't know how else to put it. It's like, I mean, Deep Blue Sea, you have some really good looking animatronic sharks, and then when it has the CGI, it's like, yeah, you could tell very easily. Like, that's a neat looking shot though, the shark, the croc coming up. But I think these underwater shots look pretty good. Maybe because this movement of the water to make it go a bit slower, so it looks a little bit better going slow. Because then you don't have the risk of being too rubber band. I don't know how else you put it with a CGI where it seems like just going too quick. I don't know how else to put it. See, that looks like practical stuff being used. And nice underwater photography too, to make it look that clear and pristine underwater. There you go. I think just trapped in there too, the helicopter. I said, Stan Winston, man, rest in peace. This guy, you know, him and the team worked on the Terminator. I mean, he worked on the Terminator. He got Aliens. He directed Pumpkinhead. I think his team worked on Doom with Carl Urban and The Rock. There's some good makeup, practical, good creature work in there. Jurassic Park, of course, gotta mention Jurassic Park. Nice wide shot to show the characters and the effect in the same frame. And then this whole thing's like, yeah, he's getting knocked the fuck out. Like I said, that looks good with the eyes and stuff. It's one of those things that, I mean, can't really say I really feel sorry for the croc. So this whole thing kind of rings a bit false to me. I don't know, just something about it. I was like, okay, whatever, preserve it, whatever. I did say we gotta give something for Bill Pullman to do. So he puts the last dart in. And we gotta still give something for Brendan to do, so I just kind of like, let's have our cake needed to where, okay, we trap it. But come on, people want to see something blow up, so have a second one. There you go. So you get that satisfaction of blowing one up. Definitely, I mean, it was a surprise. Because there was zero inclination, hence the surprise of there's two of them, but... Yeah, at least you get both. At least you get the trapping, eco-friendly ending, and you get the satisfying, blow it up, explosive ending. And then you have to give each of our heroes something to do, so... Oliver Platt and Bridget Fonda inadvertently trap one. Bill Pullman tranks it. Brendan Gleeson blows up the second one. So each one has a little bit something to do. Granted, Bill Pullman the least, because anybody could have gone up and tranked it. Everybody and anybody could, so... It's kind of weird. Bill Pullman is the lead, but he's not really... I guess other than shooting at it and trying to get it to not kill Bridget. That's pretty much his goal, saving Bridget Fonda. It's for me, like, Brendan Gleeson for me is the real star of the movie. I would say his character I definitely like the most, and it's one of the reasons why I like the film is I like his character as the sheriff. But I didn't like that. I like Bill Pullman as an. I would say I like him more as an actor than the character. Like the character isn't much in this. Like compared to Independence Day, Spaceballs, and especially Serpent the Rainbow, there's a lot more he got to do in his performance and his character work, and there's more story to his character. So again, this is more like I like the person than the character. I say the love story, it's fine enough, it's sweet enough. It is what it is. Like, it was fine. I do like this bit here where Bridget Fonda, she's like, she puts the moves up first. Does nobody ever make the move in Maine? Yeah, you tell this relationship ain't gonna work out. I gave it 3 months, maybe two. Give it 2 or 3 months with this relationship. So this is where Betty White pretty much feeds more, sent up for a sequel, which it did deal with the direct-to-video movies. And then I don't know when the first direct-to-video movie came out. They're very interchangeable. Those, I think one starred one of the guys from Dukes of Hazzard, and they said one I think had Yancey Butler. Did one have Robert Englund, or am I tripping? One of them might have had Robert Englund. I don't know. But yeah, I wish like right now there was a third one that came up and bit Betty White, munched on her. That'd be a surprise ending. And then we have this bit here, and then the movie's over. It's like I said, it's a very short film. It's not up there in the echelon of these killer animal movies. Like I said, I would put Jaws, Arachnophobia, Razorback, Deep Blue Sea. I would put Crawl above this. I would put Alligator from 1980 above this. But, like I said, I like, for the most part, the cast. Pretty short, fast pace. I chuckle at some of the humor. I like some of the special effects by Stan Winston's group. The puppeteer work, they did a wonderful job. Rest in peace, Stan Winston. Brendan Gleeson's definitely my favorite character in the movie. And overall, it was an interesting experiment with the dialogue David Kelley was bringing. Not successful for everybody, but for me, a pretty decent change of pace. So, with that said, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you guys later.